Alrighty, we are live for episode number 3 of season 3 of DIRTermination. I appreciate everybody taking the time to join us tonight. I will do a quick introduction so we can get things rolling here. My name is Dan Stein. I am the driver of the number 87 for Time Stopping Motorsports, and I also drive the number 20 for RWK Racing. Big show here. We already have a bunch of comments, so we're super excited to get started. With that being said, I'm going to pass it over to my co-host to talk about our sponsors. Let her introduce herself.
Hi, I'm Bree. I'm the driver of the number 77W and 77M, which is better known as Petunia the Pit Car. I just want to say thank you to our sponsors. We have Amiano and Son Construction. They're a design build company in central and southern New Jersey and the Jersey Shore. Infinity Energy Solutions. They are solar. If you're looking to save some money on your electric bill, definitely reach out to them. We have Pippin's Emporium. That's Tanya. She just sports badass women doing badass things. Amanda's content creation. She does race day post and race content. So if you're looking for anything like that, please reach out to her. Stein Snaps, which is Devin's photography page, and then the Unleashed Lens, which is my motorsports page, and Drift Unleashed, which is also my page.
Awesome. Perfect. Thank you, Bree. You're getting better at your sponsorship speech, so once you find victory lane, you're going to be ready to go. Enough about us. We have our guest joining us. We are joined by
Bridget Austin, driver of the number 10 and number 7 for Austin Family Racing up in Northern New York at Evans Mills Raceway Park, asphalt track. I have lots of sponsors. Now is the time, I suppose.
Please.
Our major sponsors are Bad Apple Restaurants, Shannon Donato, Sheepy Hollow, Hearth and Home, Henry Construction, Backwaters Blues Band, Covey Images, Palmerville Septic, Peyton Lane Morris Foundation, Jeans Beans, Sportsman's Barbershop, Watertown Savings Bank, Days Inn, Sealy Automotive, Dale and Bonnie Dingman, Adventure Awaits, Vacation Homes, and 836 Craft Canteen. I think I've got them all. Tunes 92.5. That's a big one.
Yeah, tell us a little bit about that. I have seen that on your page. How'd you come about that? I think that's really cool.
Well, yeah. A couple of different ways. My husband, made the connection, but I'm also a professional musician. So they've done a lot of things with me on that level of stuff. And we have multiple different things that we've connected on. And they've always been super supportive of all of my ventures. And it's just part of just being someone that's been in the community a long time. And I'm so grateful for them because they've been amazing. Us. Yeah.
Very, very cool. Yeah. Bree, I'm going to pass it over to you. We have a ton of comments. I want to make sure we get all your fans mentioned and said hello to. So I will let Bree go through some comments real quick before we dive deep into questions.
Yes. So Constance Daksha Archer, I don't know if I'm saying that correctly, is here. Trish, Dan's mom, is here. Cole Jenny is here. Constance said hi, Cole. They're waving to each other. Michelle Holder said hi, everyone. Debbie Call said hi, Cole. Devin's on here. Hi, Devin. Levy or Levi, I don't know how.
Yeah, we've got a few of them, but they're all Levi.
Got it.
Okay, Levi. Okay. Yeah. Hey, I know the lady in the middle. Jennifer Elizabeth and Debbie Call, Constance, they are all here. So we have about 24 viewers right now. My mom is also here. Hi, Mom.
Ryan
is my, and Michelle is my husband.
Hi, Ryan. It was just a wave. That's why.
Got it.
Yeah.
So, yes. We have a lot of.
We have our first dig. Our boy Anthony St. Mare just called you a cheater.
Yeah.
Okay. Awesome. Well, I appreciate everybody's support in the chat. Please drop comments. Bree will monitor them. Shout you out, everything like that. If you have any questions for Bridget, please reach out. So I'm going to move into questions, but before I do that, I did catch wind and in your little bio that you gave me that you are a teacher. So thank you for everything that you do for our youth. The teaching profession is very unappreciated, so I think that's fantastic. So I wanted to put that out there before we got started. So thank you for everything that you do for our young kids. That is fantastic. You must be like the cool teacher.
I
I mean,
mean, I don't want to brag, but
I think you
I
could
mean,
brag.
music, race cars.
Yeah, winning on a weekend, classroom on a Monday, can't beat it. Very, very cool. Okay, so I want to know a little bit about your cars. So before we started here, you told me you have two cars. You have the number 7 and the number 10. Why don't you
Yep.
tell me why those numbers?
So the number 10 is synonymous with my husband's father, who was a track champion at actually the same place that we are racing now, Evans Mills. But back then it was Evans Mills Speedway.
Okay.
And I mean that was his number. And he's a big part of our program, like the legacy of the Austin family. And number 7, that's another like he has a whole thing with the numbers. I don't know what makes number 7 number 7,
Okay.
but like it actually number 10 is my number.
Okay.
I happen to be driving number 7 right now
Mhm.
just because the number 10 that I had last year is like kaput and not in action right now. But hopefully next season we'll have the fresh new number 10. So we don't want to change the numbers of cars to accommodate the driver. We want the cars to honor their
Yeah.
number. I know.
Yeah.
No,
So that works out well.
100%. Very cool. Awesome. Okay, so we've had a couple Dodge Neon drivers on here.
Mhm.
Dodge Neons, in my opinion, you're seeing less and less. You guys seem to be able to make Dodge Neons work. I mean, you won this past weekend. You have 2 wins this year, correct?
Yeah. Yeah.
So why stick with a Dodge Neon? Like, what's the draw?
Well, I mean, right now we have the parts to support our program. We've always been fans of the Dodge Neon. When we used to go to the track and just be spectators, it just seemed like the neons were the way to go. It's really difficult now that they haven't been in production for quite a while.
Hmm.
So the parts are becoming few and far between, and we have to jump on anything that we see on the
Oh yeah.
marketplace. It, you know, and hopefully we can keep it going as long as we can before we have to switch over somewhere else. I'm a fan of Dodge because my first car was a Dodge
Oh,
Dynasty.
there you
A
go.
9 Actually, my first car was a Dodge. It was a Reliant, a Plymouth Reliant. But my first major car was a Dodge Dynasty. Both of them 1985. Best cars I've ever owned, ever, ever. So reliable. Like I don't, they were. I mean, I don't know if they were fast, but like I don't know.
Hey, if they
I
ran, they did what they were supposed to.
I wanted a Dodge Neon so bad. They
Got
were
it.
like the best car.
Got it.
That's has nothing to do with why we have them, but I'm
Yeah.
just happy eventually
Hey, it
that
worked
became
out. It was meant to be.
yeah,
100%.
right.
All right, very cool. Awesome. I love it. That's one of my favorite things about the sport compacts, four cylinders, thunder stocks, whatever division you want to call it, stingers, is there's
Yeah,
so many different options. You know what I mean? You have the Honda world, you have the Ford world, the Nissan
yeah,
world, the Chevy. There's so much.
yeah.
Dodge, for example. There's even some Volvos running around in Central PA. So I think I love the diversity and it rewards the people who work hard. You know what I mean
Right,
every car is capable of winning. Sure, is it easier to get some power out of different makes and models? 100%. But if you put in the hard work, I truly believe any type of car can win.
right,
We can really relate to the parts problem. So before we built Breeze Accord, we actually were running a Honda Prelude, and just to get like control arms and suspension, we had to buy whole cars. So
right.
totally get it. All
Yeah.
right, so we went over the cars, went over the numbers. Why don't you kind of walk us through like what got you into racing?
Well, 6 or 7 years ago, I could honestly say I'd never been to a racetrack in my life. I work in a town that has a pretty popular dirt track. Lafargeville has Can-Am. I used to have my students used to ask me all the time if I was gonna go, gonna watch them, and I would always say nope. Like I'm never gonna go. Like I no interest whatsoever. Like I'm not a redneck. But I when I met my husband in 2016, um, I don't know. We had been a few years into our relationship. Evans Mills had not been open for a while, and they reopened with some amazing owners, the Gill family. And in 2019, I went to a track for the first time with my husband and our children, and it was really fun. We had a really good time, and he seemed to really like it a lot. And so for Christmas that year, I had gotten him the gift of a booth for the next season, which didn't happen because COVID happened.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, so and that stunk, but like that just kind of rolled over to the next season. And that season we watched a lot of races in a booth. In 2022, he he knows the community. He's very much into racing, and he saw something for sale that he thought was worth looking into. So I don't the name of the man that was selling the car, his name is Jerry Defoe. He's out of Henderson. Him and his wife and his kids all have raced. He had a car for sale, and James said, we're gonna buy it. And I'm like, okay, like I support you, whatever you want to do. It wasn't until after we bought the car that I found out that his plan was for me to drive it. Which I will not stop. I won't step down from a challenge, but I was like, okay, well, I'll try whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And so by August that year, it was towards the end of the summer. We had enough time probably to get 3 or 4 races in. I had taken it out for the first time. It was on my birthday, actually, August
Oh,
20th.
cool.
Oh,
And
Well, happy early birthday.
what?
yeah,
Yeah.
Happy belated.
thank you. It was like 95 degrees outside,
Oh.
and it was so hot, and it was like literally, I think when I got strapped in for the first time to go out for hot laps, never been on a track, never been in this car. Oof. Mini anxiety attack because like, oh, it was just kind of scary. And that's where it started. And it was really funny. I went out that night for hot laps. I went out for the heat. I went out and I was super slow. And I went out for the feature, and I got black flagged, and rightfully so, because I definitely was a detriment that what was going like I was the unpredictable driver. And like from then on, I realized like I really need to develop a relationship with this car and understand what it's going to do and understand how it's going to react. And that night I got off the track, and I had so many people say to me, you should let me drive that car. You should do this. You should do that. You should step on it. And I'm really good at like letting stuff bounce off. Like I'm at an age now where I just don't care what people say. But it was really funny to hear at the time. Now, especially now, knowing where I'm at now. But it was the rest of the season. I would do 2 or 3 laps and pull off. And I think the John Burr Classic, I think that was the first year that they did it, was the first night that I actually stayed on the track for an entire feature. And I mean, I might have been lapped a whole bunch of times, but it was a step in the right direction. And every season since has progressed quite a bit in the right direction. So I
Very
feel like
cool.
I'm great advice for people that are first starting out.
Well, that's what I was actually gonna like lead with next. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna lean on you a little bit here. So Bree, still figuring out racing. She's raced
Mhm.
3 times, 4 times.
Mhm.
How many times we at? Four, three.
3.
Okay,
Mhm.
3 times, and she got a worst wreck, worse than anything I've ever been in. And I know she's super nervous. And like what Bree's fighting is when I took her truck out for the first time, I ended up winning in it. It wasn't planned. That wasn't my intention. It just happened. So now people kind of have that mindset of like, well, this truck can win. Why
Right.
aren't you as competitive? So like, what advice do you have for Bree? Excuse our dog screaming in the background.
Yeah, I'm trying to silence the dog. Sorry.
Okay. We can't hear your dog, just
Oh,
My advice definitely is to listen to nobody but your husband. And that's the first thing.
yeah.
I really feel like the family, the people that are closest to you and the people that are working on your car and the people that know your car, your truck, whatever, um, they understand more than anything. And there'll be
Mhm.
so many people telling you to step on it, being negative, calling you 2, 3 lap, Bree, whatever the heck it is.
No, it's too late.
Ignore it. Ignore it.
Yeah.
It's up to you to be out there and be safe and to make it so that it's safe for other people to drive around you. And the only way that you can do that is to have seat time.
Yeah.
And the biggest, loudest mouths are the people that are not on, that have never been on a track. Like,
Mhm. Yeah.
you know, I mean, the people that are in the pits, I feel like will understand you more. You might have the big egos every now and then that have a say, especially because you're female. Unfortunate, but it's true. I've had a lot of support at my track, but I know it exists out there where people are just
Mm.
going to right off the bat doubt you because you're female, and you just have to stick with it. Like it will
Yeah.
come together. It doesn't feel like it will,
Yeah.
but it will.
Yeah.
If you
I,
have the
I,
look at it, I spent the first 2 seasons frightened. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Like, my husband was like, I saw that look in your eyes. And I was like, I know, but I feel like I could do this. I feel like I could do this. And and I'm not frightened anymore. I'm excited. Like, I can't wait. I can't wait
yeah.
till Saturday. I'm like, cannot
Yeah.
wait. Bring
I
it.
don't know if I have that fear. I think it's I'm trying not to screw up somebody else's day a lot of the time because
Yes.
I don't have the track time. I think that's
Right.
what my biggest thing is.
Yep.
Um, and luckily, when I crashed the car a couple
Mhm.
weeks ago, I didn't hit anyone. So it was just me.
It's all good.
I pulled a bead. I went straight up into a wall. Um, it really but it wrecked a lot of stuff. So, but
It's a
I
good
know
car.
it's safe.
My first big crash, I went off the track. It was a huge rookie move.
I wasn't
I
gonna
thought,
bring this up. I'll let you bring it up. I
okay.
wasn't gonna bring this up.
Okay. Got you. Do you want me to tell you or when we wait?
No, no, I
Yeah,
was
yeah.
not gonna bring it up. So if you want to bring it up, please, please
You
do.
bring it up. I
No,
don't care. It's
no,
part of the
please.
process. Like,
This is awesome. Please bring it up.
so this was like after that season where I only had the last 4 races. Um,
Mhm,
my husband and we've been learning together, but he's eons ahead of me.
mhm,
Really had the car set up so well. He like talked, he researched, he's very good at all that stuff. And the car was very dialed in. The very first night, opening night of the first season back after my first like last 4 or 5 like races, hot laps. I was like, oh my God, this feels so good. Oh my God, I think I could good step on it. Oh my God. And he had told me, just stay high, like just stay high. It's hot laps, let them go do their thing.
mhm.
And I stayed high. I was like literally taking it very little, very literal. And somebody else was getting off the track, and I ignored the signs of them getting off the track. I'm trying to go high. He's going off the track. I'm trying to go high. I realize, oh, he's going off. And like there was the wall, there was him, there was the grass. I went in the grass, hit the ambulance really hard, really, really hard. And it messed everything up. It messed everything up. Like my car was beat. It was so bad. And everything happens for a reason.
Yeah.
I like I I wouldn't change it. It was embarrassing. Um there's no, people say things like, ooh, everything they said was true. Like that was total rookie move. Like I own it, whatever.
Yeah.
Um and I actually have it on video, but like I don't share it with many people.
Yeah.
But bring yourself to the ambulance, I guess, if you're
Yeah.
thinking it's gonna have
Yeah,
some kind of thing.
I didn't even think of that. That's awesome.
It was
Uh,
all, I felt so freaking bad. Like they were telling me, wow, you owe me a new pair of underwear. And I was like, well, thank you. I actually was like, are you guys gonna charge me for
well,
this?
that's
Like,
what was my
I have to,
question. Was it a
Yeah.
track ambulance or was it like local municipality?
it was a local ambulance. It was the Evans Mills. I think it was Evans Mills.
Okay.
Um, yeah, no, and the damage to the ambulance compared to the damage to my car was like
Oh,
minimal.
sure. Yeah.
Like built like a tank,
Yeah.
but that was my first, what I'm known for thing
Yeah.
was that that hit the ambulance and scared the crap out of everybody. And I didn't have to go to the hospital or anything. But it was really frightening. But I was back on the track the next weekend with our backup car, and
Mhm.
you know, back at it. And
Huh.
it's part of it. It's part of it. Like
Thank
you
you for
have to have,
sharing that. I wasn't going to, but thank you very much for
okay.
sharing that. I love it.
It's
I love it. I love it.
because it's really truly like that brought me so much race family,
Oh,
because I
I'm
was
sure.
how many people came over and was like, just bring it, Mike.
I
Mike
was gonna
brought.
mention the shirt. I was gonna mention it. So tell us that. Tell us a little bit about how you got to know the
I blame
Greenfields.
Mike.
Yeah,
I
tell us.
blame Mike.
I,
I blame Mike for making me want to be there. I blame Mike for making sure my car's fixed. I don't know. I blame Mike for putting me in the right headspace. There's a lot of things I blame Mike for, but he's
Mike's
great.
awesome. He's a good dude. 100%.
Great. Yeah.
All right, this is one of my favorite questions. We always get different answers. So, like, what is one thing that you have to bring to the track? Like, obviously, the race car, the steering wheel, your fire suit, all that stuff.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
What is like my answer is like a torque wrench. Like, I have to torque the wheels. That's just like something I have to do. Like, what's something that stands out?
I know. To bring my husband. I need my list. I need my list. Like, I shouldn't even say that because that's like presumptuous that I might actually be reading off of the list. But literally, this is something I stress out about is if I have a success, because my successes have been unexpected for me every time, is that I'm not prepared to thank the people that I want to thank because this takes a village. There's so many people that are so pivotal. Like I know people are like, "Oh, you're doing so good." Like and I've heard this a lot lately because I've had a lot of success this season. And they have no idea what's going on behind the scenes. Like no idea. And like I feel like I'm just the face of it. And yeah, I've got the hang of the driving and the bug for being fast. And like my husband's got this car like set up beautiful. But there's just so many people. Like there's like yeah, that the list is probably the most important thing.
Got it. That's
Crazy.
why I make Bree do the pre-introduction
Yeah.
sponsorship so that shit
Yes.
gets ingrained. Because the first
Yep.
time you win, your whole like thought process is all out the window. Yeah,
Yes.
100%. Yes,
Yes.
100%.
I 1000% agree.
Okay, I think this is a good segue. We are going to move to our first segment. This is going to be Bree's photos. This is the Unleashed Lens featured photos of the week. So we are going to move to that, and then we will come back with more questions.
Awesome.
There we go.
Okay.
New. Okay, that was Bree's featured photos of the week from the Unleashed lens. There was some actually new photos on there, so that was a great sneak peek. We're gonna keep rolling along here. I appreciate everybody's watching us so far. Comments have been great. We appreciate you. All right, Bridget, favorite
Yes.
race movie?
For is Ford versus Ferrari.
Okay.
I love that movie.
Yes,
I
very good.
People
Yes.
ask about Days of Thunder. There's things I relate to about that. I relate
Hmm.
to the part where he doesn't understand what the heck they're talking about when they use the racing, but I understand it now. But I get
So
it.
actually, Ford versus Ferrari, there's actually an Easter egg within our team. So I run the 87, Bree runs the 77, my dad runs the 97, my nephew's getting in the racing. He's going to be running the 6-7, as he loves to say. Um, but if you actually look in our logo, it's a speedometer, and the number 7 is actually written into the actual gauge because I love the overlay of the whole 7,000 RPM,
Mm-hmm.
like that whole like speech, like that's my favorite thing ever. So
Yes.
totally respect the favorite movie of Ford versus Ferrari. That's awesome. Very cool. If you could race any other car, division, track, you have all the money in the world, what are you moving to?
Ooh,
I,
ooh. I mean, I really love the four cylinders. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I would probably put myself in a Honda.
okay.
As far as tracks are concerned, man, this is a terrible one for me. Watkins Glen.
Ah, that's cool.
Like, do four cylinders at
Honda
Watkins
Civic SI ripping around Watkins Glen. That'd be cool as hell.
Glen.
Wagon's fun. It's so pretty.
Yeah.
uh, very cool. I've never been there. Have you actually been there?
Nope.
No, that's on my bucket list. I
I
heard
have
it's a
friends,
great time.
like, they go there often, and well, every year they have annual trips to it. People from the track,
Okay.
Ben Timmerman is one of them, and Jay Schimmel's the other one that they go there pretty regularly and bring their kids. And I'm always like, oh. The
Got it.
problem is all this stuff happens when we're racing, and I cannot miss a night.
Got it. Yeah, that's fair, especially points.
Literally
100%.
not.
Yeah. Okay, so you sent me a little bio. I appreciate all of that. You did mention a pretty bad wreck. Do you want to tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, so last year, that was 2025. 2023 was kind of important because I did have a heat win in 2023, and that was super pivotal and great for my confidence and awesome. 2024, wait, no, that was in 2024. Heat win was in 2024.
Okay.
2025, we were probably 3 or 4 races in. It was my husband's birthday, actually. And yeah, I was pretty close to winning my first feature. The car was dialed in. It was a car I was very, very comfortable in, that the same one that I hit the ambulance with, that we had to kind of rebuild, which ended up being a super blessing in disguise, because when we rebuilt it, it was retubed.
Mm,
And the way that my husband insisted on it being done was probably something that saved my life.
okay.
And it was just a situation. We had like 20 cars on the track. Um, and I basically hit a wall, probably going 75 miles an
Wow.
hour. And my car caught on fire, and I shattered my elbow,
Wow.
broke my tibia, fibula, my interior ankle bone. Didn't know at the time. I just knew something was broke.
Mm,
And their safety team was awesome. Like, I've literally timed it because I had a GoPro that happened to just turn 90 degrees and show everything that was happening with me as soon as I
wow.
hit the wall. And it was less than 60 seconds that they had me out of the car and had the
Wow.
fire out. I knew that the fire wasn't the kind of fire that was going to blow my car up. We like, the fuel line was off. It was just like oil burning. Like, I knew that, but it was still kind of just such a bummer that I didn't have enough strength in the elbow to get I had one of those spring window nets,
Hmm.
and it took, even with me not being hurt, was a challenge to get off. Enough now where I practice a bit. Took me 12 seconds to get out of my car this Saturday. Like, I made him turn his timer on and time me, but It was pivotal. I couldn't be on crutches because I had right elbow, left leg. So I was in a wheelchair for plenty of weeks and still didn't miss a night at the track, but it took me out for most of the season. I did catch the last like 3 or 4 races. Of course, Mike Greenfield, being the angel that he is, brought a car for me to be able to just be back out there. He knew I wasn't like looking to push anything. I just wanted, when I went out this year, I didn't want it to be the first time.
Yeah.
I wanted to like build something that, this isn't the first time. I used to her being out here. I didn't want it to be a thing. And again, I wouldn't change it. I wouldn't change it. Like Mike Cole, he was the track champion last year. He does a thing for us where he like designs and makes shirts and splits profits and all this, like,
Oh, cool.
fantastic person. One that should probably be on your show. He's really great. He created a situation where you just don't realize how much support you have until something like that happens.
Mm.
And you have everybody at a racetrack wearing a shirt with your name on it. And like, it was just amazing. That was an amazing, heartwarming thing. So yeah, hear it.
Got it. Very
Yeah.
cool. That's Amy, by the way, everybody.
Amy.
She's Team Honda. There we go. Hello.
Yes.
Thank you. Well, with that being said, very scary.
Yeah.
Glad
Yeah.
you are on the men's, and obviously you've had how many wins since then?
2.
2 wins since then. So on the up. Awesome. Fantastic. I love it. Bree, any comments? Anything you
great.
want to jump out? Anything?
I'll run it back because it's been a little while.
Yep.
Actually, I'm probably behind. We have a lot of people that are in here right now. Ryan said Mopar, no car. Tracy DeMar said your shirt.
Yes, the plate mic. I love it.
Luke, who was on here last week or 2 weeks ago, he said, great show. Also, family racing, 3 laps down first. John Burr with a laughing face.
Oh, when you were talking about that, you finished 3 laps down, is what I'm assuming that was. Got it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Joe Orvis, what year was that? Your dad was in here. John.
Wait,
one of the students.
Did you hit the? Wait, who's the students?
Yeah, so Joe is not a student anymore.
Okay.
I actually teach a student now. But when I first started teaching 20 years ago, Joe is one of my students that would ask if I was going to Can-Am. Joe is an amazing race car driver, but he's not driving right now. Like, he's just conquers things and moves on. But Joe is one of the ones that was like, you gonna come, Mr. Mars? And I'm like, no. And when I did start driving, Joe was right there.
Awesome.
First day, second, like, and literally kicking my butt. Like, why are you here? If you're not gonna step on it, why are you here? No. And I was actually kind of getting a little nervous around Joe because I'm like, Jesus, he's so hard on me. He is a mentor times 1,000. I have nothing but amazing things to say about Jorvis. I love him.
It kind of sounds like he planted the seed way back when, you know what I mean?
He would never let me quit because he would just pour the guilt right on there and be like, well, you don't want to leave like this, right? But like, he's literally so amazing. Like, he will be there in a heartbeat if you need him.
Oh, very cool.
Such a good kid. But I even have like a crazy thing that happened when we were in high school, and he was going to BOCES for automotive. He's going to kill me for telling this story, but he was going to BOCES for automotive. And I was like a super poor, like first, second year teacher and driving around with no brakes on my van. And it was like my van sounded terrible. I only had to go like a 1/10 of a mile up to my house and a 10th of a mile back. Joe went to Napa because they had a discount because they worked there, and bought brakes and put brakes on my car.
Oh, very cool.
That's awesome.
Came right to my garage and was like, you can't around with
Yeah.
these as like a 12th grader. Like
Yeah. Very
just
cool.
more love from this kid, even though he was a pain in my butt as a high schooler, but not a pain in my butt. Yeah.
We actually have a great question from Margaret Murphy that Bree, I'm going to jump on you here. What is a goal, or what are some of your goals for next season?
Next season I'm definitely vying for a track championship.
Okay.
I just want to keep growing. I
Mhm.
want to keep growing. Um, I want to keep getting the wins. I want to keep beating my personal records.
Mhm.
Um, you know, just I think the trajectory that we're at right now is kind of exactly where I want to be and more than I could have expected for this year. So I'm really happy with that.
Perfect. Well, good luck with that. Please beat
Yeah.
Mike. Please, please, please. Um, that's a perfect segue. We're going to move to our last segment. This is Dialing In with Dan. This is a really cordy segment, everybody, so please bear with me. I just need something to fill the time. After that, we'll come back, ask a couple more questions, go over some comments, and we will wrap it up. So please enjoy episode 3 of Dialing In with Dan.
Hi, welcome to our shop. This is Dialing In with Dan, and I'm Dan, and we're gonna dial it in.
Okay, so this episode is going to be from kind of a POV style point of view. I just think it's easier to explain it this way than having a still picture. So when it comes to suspension setup and work, this is definitely my weak point, so kind of take all of this with a grain of salt, but I just want to kind of share what I do on all of our builds to you guys. So whenever I put suspension back together, most of the 4-cylinder stuff that we have, you're going to have a metal like a sleeve with your rubber bushing, and then the actual flex of your suspension is going to be the rubber bushing, because when you, this is for the strut, as you can see back here, when you put the bolt through, the tension or the compression of that metal is most likely going to lock this sleeve in place. But it still does pivot, might rotate a little bit, but a lot of your rotation, your pivot is in the bushing. But what I like to do, this helps with removal, and then if you do get any type of rotation, it also will preserve your materials a little bit. I like putting on all of the, I guess, shafts of the bolt. I like putting this super lube on here. It's a multi-purpose synthetic grease. I think it's lithium based. Technically, it could be the electric grease. There's a lot of stuff that this does, but I give it a healthy coating. So I'm going to do that now. So as you can see now, that bolt has a nice little shimmy to it because I put all of that super lube on there. So I'm going to put that through there, and then I'm going to talk a little bit more about how I tighten bolts and everything like that. Okay, so I put the rear lower control arm bolt in, and I put the front one in. They're not actually tight. They're probably about 1 to 2 threads before they're actually tight. What I will do is I will fully assemble all of the suspension. What that'll do is I will actually end up jacking up the bottom here to set a little bit of preload at about where the ride height would be if the car was on the ground. The reason why I do that is these bushings here, if you tighten them while the suspension is sagged, especially without your sway bar, while the suspension is sagged, that bushing's going to lock. And then once you lower the car onto the ground, your arm's obviously going to move up, and you're going to start to have some rotation in your bushing. So what'll happen is you're already going to have some excessive wear because this is going to rotate, and then as you corner, drive, whatever, the suspension is going to move up even more, which means that bushing is going to rotate even more, which means you're going to get pre-wear on your bushings, and your control arms are just going to wear out. So jacking that up will put it in the preload position, then you tighten it down, and the position is going to be where it's at with the ride height, and then that compression and extension will be the normal play that the bushing's supposed to have. And obviously everything goes together a lot easier when you do it that way. So I know this is kind of basic, not really super groundbreaking information here, but it's little things like this that'll, one, make your equipment last longer, 2, a little bit easier to put back together, and a little bit easier to take apart. One other thing that I do, especially with Hondas, on all the ball joint connections, I put a little bit of anti-seize here, because I've had new control arms and new ball joints 2 weeks old actually seized together to the point where I had to drill it out and everything like that. So that just prevents that from happening a little bit. I'm not sure if that's really recommended because that could mess with torque sequences and everything like that, but it's worked for me. It's what I do for the races. So I hope this helped you out, and let's get back to the show.
Now, Alrighty, we are back. I'm sorry I had to torture you people with that awful segment. We're trying to do better. We're trying to do better. All right, last little round of questions here. Bree, read through some comments, see if there's anything that you find that you think would be important. I want to know a little bit more about the number 7. Why don't you kind of walk me through that a little bit?
So the number 7 car that I'm driving this season, we acquired that, I don't know, 3 or 4 years ago. At the time, it was owned and driven by Trevor Halliday, and he lives up in Lewis County, and he drove that Oswego, Evans Mills, probably other places. And Trevor is who we watched drive that car when we had our booth and all the things. And he had a lot of wins in that car, and he's just an amazing driver. When he put that up for sale, he messaged us because he knew we were neon people and kind of gave us first dibs, and we jumped right on it. And I had told my husband, like, because I didn't want to see him stop racing, maybe if we buy this car and we have this car, that like we can get him to still come back to the track. It just seemed like unfortunate because he seemed like he was getting out of it, and I was like, no, don't get out of it. And he has come and driven the car for us. But that car, again, like I told you before, was built by Jerry Defoe. We recently like had a conversation with Jerry and tallied up. That car has had 48 wins.
Wow.
For
Wow,
drivers.
hot.
Yes. So Jerry's daughter, Amanda Defoe, was one of the drivers. Trevor Halliday was one of them. Myself and Timmy Greenfield drove that car for us last year when I had my accident for the entire summer.
Oh, cool.
So we could honor all of our sponsorships. We didn't want to just disappear after collecting and all that stuff. And so it is just it's kind of a magical car in my opinion, near and dear to my heart. I actually did not want to drive that car because actually Joe Orvis has been in that car once for us too. Joe drove that car an entire race without brakes, and he told us when he came down, it has no brakes. Now, me, like whatever, I'm thinking having no brakes means you have brakes, they're just not that great. So after that race, because I'm thinking you don't get off the track with no brakes, you're just gonna bump into people. Like, what the heck is going on? My husband had me, we took it off the trailer and we put it in the garage, and I literally very nearly drove it through the back of our garage.
Wow.
No brakes, was
No
no
brakes.
and on top of that, the time it was set up for Trevor. So I'm literally, my butt is on the floor. I'm 5 feet. I'm not very tall. And I was like, I hate this car. Like, I will never drive this car. I hate this car. Like, no brakes. I can't, And this year we had a couple friends come up from Governor area, Colby Goodale and John Lightfoot, Lightfeather. I don't even know John's last name. I know it sounds Indian. They came up and cut the seat and re-welded it so that I could drive it. And this car is a dream to me. I love it. I love it. But
Awesome.
I did not before this year. I was like, keep me out of that.
Well, I'm glad you're in it. 2 wins. It's a good thing you're in it. Love it. Awesome. Thank you very much. We actually have Andrew Kiefer. He was on the episode last season, in the middle of the season. He actually is he drives a Neon, so he's gonna love this episode. Okay, awesome. Bree, comments, anything?
Well, actually, speaking of Andrew Kiefer, he said, "Why does the intro to this remind me of Bubbles from Trailer Park Boys?"
Oh, that's the Dial-In with Dan.
Yeah. Chris Boyle said it was a pleasure to work on the new race car last night in the Goodale shop. Best of luck in the John Burr race.
Yes, that's the big one coming up. So Chris, we lovingly call him Bandit, super supporter, up in that Governor area. So the Goodales, Colby and Levi, they both drive at our track in the Thunderstock division. They're both tied for first place in points. So Colby's dad, Levi is son, Levi is 16. Levi is the most level-headed 16-year-old on the track I've ever met in my life. This kid exerts more patience than anybody I've ever met. And pays for everything himself, has a summer job, does all the work on his job. And like his dad is not like putting a spoon in his mouth or nothing like that. like we have a car up there right now that they're putting together. It's Malibu.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, just something that was in our family. Honestly, James and I had our first date in this Malibu.
That's very cool. Yeah.
What better thing to do than make it into a race car? But we'll see. We're hoping to get that ready for the John Burr, but we'll see.
Cool. Very cool.
That's awesome. Jared Gilson said Bridget the goat. Roger said the innovator spoke again. Yeah, Andrew Kiefer said neon with a lot of exclamation
points. I knew he was gonna be excited.
Ryan said don't need them. Not sure what he's talking about. Probably. Oh yeah. Okay. Oh yes, we were talking about that. Roger said this season's been hard because of all the rainouts to represent sponsors.
Not too in May and June.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, we've been okay. Probably. I mean, we were rained out 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
But nothing crazy recently. Trish, his mom, said, I don't know the first thing about cars or all this racing stuff. Here to support 2 kids, but I do have to tell you, you're enjoyable to listen to with all of your stories and experiences. Continue best of luck.
Oh, that's very nice.
You appreciate that.
Mike said all ready for Oswego.
This is funny. So Oswego has their big races coming up September 4th, 5th, 5th. Our plan was to be in this race. We are going to be there. We will be there pitting. We are not bringing the car to the race because we want to make sure it's all in one piece for the John Burr. If things had panned out the way that we're hoping this season, we would have had 2 cars. So I could have brought, but since right now we have 1 car that is like the car, it's not worth the risk. But Mike is going to be there, and I cannot wait because I love his family. I love his family, and he hasn't been at the track very much this year because they just had a new baby, and he's prioritizing the way that people should, and I'm really excited to see him. I wish he'd seen him more this year, but I totally understand. But we will not be racing in the Oswego race because
Oswego's like a half a mile, right?
Is it half a mile? Yeah.
Yeah, it's a big track.
At Oswego, our dear friend number 7, Perry, was crashed into the wall. Was crashed into the wall really bad there. We have like Trevor when he was driving it. So I don't want any.
No, I get it. Especially like point wise, 100%. I get it. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, Bree, anything else on your end?
No, Katie Lynn Loomis said you're Remy's favorite girl driver. He loves her.
I love that.
And then Amy said that's my best friend.
Yes.
Yes. Awesome. Well, I think that's gonna wrap up this show. Bridget, I want to tell you, it's been a pleasure getting to know you over the past little over an hour now. So thank you for taking the time. Good luck the rest of the season. Please beat that Mike Who. Everybody.
He's pretty fast.
I know. Well, he likes to catch on fire, so. With that being said, we've had a pretty constant viewership throughout the night, so I appreciate everybody that joined us and watched the show. You're greatly appreciated. Shout out to all of our sponsors and everything like that. If you did like this, please give us a follow, like, subscribe, all that fun stuff. That's going to do nothing but grow the channel so that we can show off other great people like Bridget here. We are going to be live this Saturday at the Bridgeport Quarter Midget Track. We do the live streams there. And then next Wednesday, same time, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, we will have Rick Jennings. He is a 4-cylinder driver that runs in Central PA. He races a Cavalier, so he will be on. So if you're not doing anything next Wednesday, please join us. But with that being said, I think I'm going to wrap everything up. Everybody who watched tonight, thank you very much. Bridget, thank you again for taking the time to join us tonight. I hope you enjoyed it. And we will see you guys soon. Thanks, everybody.
Are we done?